Hello everyone, I'm Nitin Chauhan, your today's host. It's lovely to see all of you again, and I'm thrilled to see so many new people with whom I like to extend a warm welcome from the Reverr community. Thanks for joining us and becoming a part of our community of eager learners who strive to make a difference through consistent efforts. For people who are joining for the first time, I would like to give you a brief info on what Reverr is and what adventure you're going to ride with us ahead. Reverb is a community of believers who are different and yet share the same dream of turning their visions into realities, and we serve as the launchpad to get on. Our people comprise of seasoned founders and entrepreneurs who are just starting up or are in their IPO stage. We help them in every stage through mentoring, investments, networking, and anything you need. We constantly organize wonderful, mind stimulating events like this one to help you learn and grow in your journey. I think you guys got a good idea of what Reverr is, but don't take our word for it. Hop on our learning wagon and experience it yourself till the end. And as you know, Reverites are known to keep their promises. We are back with a boom with our second episode in our series of From Side Hustle to CEO. Every time we push our bars to new heights, and we have gone an extra length to have this impeccable personality in our today's episode. It's an honor for me to host this event and welcome our esteemed guest speaker, who is none other than Vandana Tolani. I would like to tell everyone that her introduction is not going to be a brief because the amount of astonishing work she has done in her career is huge. Vandana Tolani started her journey by heading the family office in Singapore and Jakarta, where she worked as an investment banker and advisor, helping startups from diverse backgrounds, from fintech, B2B tech, all the way to the consumer startups. After 15 years of staying in Singapore and Jakarta, she returned to Indian investments for a while and then returned to the advisory. That is when Convanto was found. And an industry that is male dominated, Convento emerged as one of the most well known boutique investment banks in India, led by a female founder. Ms. Vandana is also a venture advisor with Loyal VC, having a core of over 180 investments in more than 40 countries, and a partner with a Silicon Valley based venture builder. Vandana ma'am has been awarded as one of the top 10 women leaders in wealth management in 2021 and as the Woman Entrepreneur of the Year 2021. Convento comes under the top 10 women entrepreneur brands and top 10 consulting firms led by a female founder. Her story is covered in many esteemed articles, and we are privileged to have her with us today at our event. I know you all are pumped up to listen to the experience and advice she has to offer. So, without taking any further moment, I would like to invite Vandana Tolani ma'am to take over the stage and enlighten us with your words. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you to the entire Reverr team for coming up with this kind of series and giving me the opportunity to share my experiences. You have already introduced me, so I would just like to add a few more achievements, if that's okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
sure.
yeah, I was also, awarded Convanto is the best financial institution in supporting startups in India by Dr. Kiran Bedi. Apart from this, in February 2023, World Women Congress has awarded me as a global woman leader. A book has been released on Amazon. This book covers stories of 25 women entrepreneurs, out of which one of it is myself. And this book has reached the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister. Apart from this, I'm also the Woman Entrepreneur of the Year 2023. I have done 185 investments in more than 40 countries. We are about to close six more. Um, Apart from this, I have helped four VC funds with the fundraise. We are sector agnostic. Typically, we do $1 million to $40 million deals. Apart from this, I've given a 350 plus talks. They are on my website. And, this is another one that is going to be added, I guess.
That was wonderful, ma'am. You can start with your sharing your experience. How did the idea of convent was started?
So, you see, India is my hometown. And after spending years in Jakarta, I felt like going to my roots, which is when I came back and I did investments for a bit. Then I returned to advisory. That is when Convanto was founded. Convanto is now one of the most well-known boutique investment banks in India, led by a female founder. The full form of Convanto is Consultant Vandana Tolani, and essentially, Convanto just happened 9 years back, and today uh, we are one of the very few women-led investment banks in India, and who's done a lot of work.
That's wonderful, ma'am. Leading such a big financial institution in India and being a female founder at the same time, it's incredible and so inspirational for so many young women. They look up to you for that.
Thank you so much.
Uh,
Thank you.
Can you tell us more about the how the journey actually happened and when you came back to India, the idea of starting another investment bank, how it's going to be different from the investment banks which are present in India?
Yeah, so there are pros and cons of uh, every place that we stay in. And, of course, one place might be better than the other, and the other might be better as well. And each will have its own, what you call, drawbacks. And each place will lack something because no business is perfect, like I always say, and no place is also a perfect place. But of course, in Singapore, there is a more open-mindedness, acceptance towards any kind of deal like crypto, blockchain. Tax regulation is very easy. You can open a holding company there, and get exempted from taxes. But when I came back to India, also I was fully welcome. I did not face much of a challenge here. However, in some cases, I did feel that the founders, of startups don't want to follow the instruction of their investment bankers after hiring us, and share proper information, due to which they get a lot of red flags during the process of fundraising. So, as far as problem tackling is concerned, I think that um, how you think, becomes really important. It's not only dependent on the place as much as it's dependent on the situation. And whenever facing a problem, it's essential to analyze the issue from all facts, then work towards a solution. So I feel like, this is what went on further with the journey. We had some founders that bought a car with the investment money, who treated cancer. So that kind of practice is not acceptable because it's also the investors' hard-earned money that goes into the startup, and the startup has to perform and show results essentially.
I will jumping on to the question and answer section so we can get to know more about you.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll be shooting my first question. What made you choose the entrepreneurship in your career path, and what changes and observations led to the starting up the Convento
What made me choose as an entrepreneur?
entrepreneur?
So I was an entrepreneur since way back long. I was heading a own family office fund in Singapore and Jakarta for 15 years. Prior to that, also I was into entrepreneurship, and apart from this, coming back also, I wanted to be an entrepreneur only because I don't like the feeling of being boxed in. So, my thoughts are that in a job, one is always boxed in into a department, boxed in by policies, boxed in by this. As an entrepreneur, you're free to choose even your work times. As an entrepreneur, you're free to choose, how you want to change certain things around your company. As an entrepreneur, you get to learn all the things. You are a very good operations manager. You become very good marketing person. You become a very good finance person. So you get all the skills automatically. And hence, I believe that everybody should uh, choose to go into entrepreneurship. But of course, for the youngsters, my message is that at least, you know, work for 2 years, 3 years, make some earnings, know how money is earned, and then, you can always jump into entrepreneurship.
That's great, wonderful one. I believe entrepreneurship teaches a lot, and we can explore a different path in our own identity ourselves.
Yes, yes.
Uh, and I would like to welcome all the new participants who have just joined. You can all put your question and answers in the chat box, and we will take as
Yeah,
many questions as we can.
yeah. I
Okay.
also want to add that,
Yes,
when I
ma'am.
became an entrepreneur,
Yes.
um, I, after a few years, like when everything became stable and all, like I was just sitting by myself one of the days, and I realized that, you know, I was always a fine, talented person and a fine human being, but because I was looking for validations all the time, so there was a point in time that, I also, I had self doubt. I wouldn't believe in myself. And when I was able to do so many things together, I realized that I was, or I had believed my instincts and I was doing the right thing. But because, you hear people around you, they have notions about job, they have notions about money, and then you start thinking, and they have notions about, like, how will this woman with two little kids, run this entire business, manage money, and be able to do so many tasks. So essentially, I think that is what gave me the more drive to do it. So the more I was criticized, the more I was driving into it, and moving towards it, because it was just something that I felt that, let me do this and move on, and then prove this part wrong and that part.
That criticism act as the booster for your journey as well.
Yeah, I think, but I also feel, that we are only criticized by somebody who is doing less than us. We
Yeah,
will be criticized
totally agree
all,
with that. Yes, ma'am.
yeah, we will never be criticized by anybody who is doing uh, more than us, or, who appreciates people, who likes to see good qualities in everybody, and takes everything in a positive manner. Like, I can tell you also, we have time constraint, but I want to just tell you,
Yes, ma'am.
there was a story. There was a king, and this king went, hunting, and his finger got chopped off, uh, you know, and then he came back and he told his wazir, my finger got chopped off. So he said, everything happens for the best. And this guy said, how dare you speak to the king like this? And you're just a wazir. And how dare you, my finger got cut. Do you know how much it pains? And, he went on and on and on. And then he locked up the wazir in the jeep. Then again, the king went hunting, and he was caught with these tribal people who like to kill humans and eat humans, and they wanted to offer this to the god. And when they were going, they tied him up and they did everything, and they wanted to offer him to the god. They realized that his finger is cut. So they said, oh, we can't kill this human because, his finger is cut. That's when the king realized that had the finger not been cut, it would not have saved his life. So, I think if you are being rejected by somewhere, or you're being criticized, you're only being directed to a higher purpose. So just,
Yeah,
think that
mhm.
something good is only going to happen.
Yes, that is totally correct, because the things, the rejections and the dark, low phase which we go through actually
Hmm.
helped us to direct to us to our path. So,
Yeah,
listening to your story, I'm moving on with the next question. Being a female
sure.
founder, what
Hmm.
challenges did you face when you were starting up in your journey? And now the ecosystem is changing and opening more opportunities for women entrepreneurs to thrive.
Hmm.
And you have been one of the leaders. who have
Hmm.
served as a key part of this change. What do you think the future looks like, and how well is it going to adapt for women?
See, the future, of course, is bright for every woman. We have progressed as a society, but still there is a long way to go. Now, as a female in male-dominated industry, I have, of course, faced difficulties. People tend to prefer male investment bankers over female and trust them more, and probably because women haven't been given the chance to take charge of themselves and their finances. As a female entrepreneur, I can also tell you one thing, that if I have to pick my car at 8 in the night and drive and to go for a meeting and finish off the deal, I would not go. I would wait for the next day and I would want to go in the daytime. So these, I would not want to go at 9 o'clock for a beer meeting to close a deal. So that for the males, I think they have that opportunity to do that. As a female entrepreneur, my only wish is to motivate all the women who are hesitant to take the leap because of some barrier or because of some validations that they are looking for. Women should step up and take charge of their dreams and finances. The only way, so I think the blues and pinks that our society has made, why is it that there is blue for boys? Why is it that there is pink for women? And girls. And why is it that soccer is for boys? And why is it that dolls or cooking is for girls? So who has made all this? It begins from our home. You see, so when that thing from our home is, why is it that she has to depend on a brother or a father, or a husband every time to move around, or maybe a male friend or somebody, you see. So, why is it that she cannot, uh, move around on her own, is what I mean. The second thing is that, you know, we don't help women recognize their skills. Um, you know, uh, Even in our offices and say in our institutes, study institutes, colleges, at our home, how many of you actually help each other recognize your skills? Hey, you have this skills and you should pursue this. Or maybe, you have, maybe you're good at this and you should pursue this and not that. Instead of that, we are always putting each other down. We don't go to other departments and take help or talk to other people. So we are also not good networkers, is, that is another thing. And I want to tell women should take step up and take charge of their dreams and finances. They should aim for the stars and work for it, as every human being has some capability and everybody is smart, but they sometimes fail to recognize their own skills because they have some self doubt that hits them, or they have some barriers. And I would also like to say one thing to all the women out there, that if anybody criticizes you, it's only because they're doing less than you. Be confident because you're capable and you can do it. Essentially, this is what I would like, but also not always portray as a victim. Now, I have had, women founders who have come to me, and, they are founders. They make decisions. They have, they go back and they discuss it with their husband, and then the next morning they change their decision. Uh, so they are not able to take charge. I have met a lady who's at a VC firm, a board of a VC firm, but behind her back, the husband is making decisions. So I think that should not be done. Decision should be the women in itself. So I think, that is what, if you think, see, eventually I can tell you that, hey, you look good in a black shirt, or, she looks good in a pink shirt. But eventually, what you feel good about, how you look at it. So if you just start believing everybody, and not believe yourself, then this is what is going to happen. This is what I'm trying to say to all the women, that stop just listening to too much, and just look into like when you are with yourself, you'll be able to actually look into yourself and see that I'm fine, I have these qualities, and I think I can do this. So that's when you will move on. um, Everything is not a bed of roses. It doesn't come easily, but of course, one has to keep moving in that direction and not give up. So if you just give up and don't have sob stories all the time, just like be graceful, deal with it, and yeah.
Can you please elaborate more on how one can identify their skills and put in the confidence to move forward with their skills and choosing the career path depending on what they think is best for them? Because many times it happens that we lose confidence, and the lack of validation from others makes us think that maybe we are not good enough for this one, or maybe we should go with what societal norms thinks are better for us. So
Hmm.
how would you help give advice for the youngsters to navigate this journey in their path?
See, now what happens is, now
Yes, ma'am.
we are at home, and somebody will not tell you what's your skill, but they'll point your mistakes. ये गलत करा है,
Yes,
वो
ma'am.
गलत करा है, वो गलत करा है. They will not
Uh,
say कि ये तुमने बहुत अच्छा बनाया है खाना. Supposing it's खाना,
yes,
because for women it begins with खाना
very
only.
well said. Oh,
So this is the thing. So yeah, you really drive well. आपको किसी ने कभी कहा है, आप किसी मेल के साथ गाड़ी में जाओगे ना, और कहीं आगे से कोई लड़की ने कट मारा है, देखा, द गर्ल वॉज ड्राइविंग, दिस कमेंट विल
yeah,
कम आउट. तो ये सब हमको छोड़ना है. नाउ हाउ टू रिकॉग्नाइज योर स्किल्स? फर्स्ट इज यू हैव टू एम्प्टी योर माइंड
yes,
with
ma'am.
what everybody is saying. Shut down everybody. you know Sit with yourself, read the book Power of the Subconscious Mind. So
Yeah.
you will attract things from your subconscious. Think that, make a list of things, what are you good at, and then start giving scores to yourself. What are you best at? And what you are best at, you will already know. Maybe you're good at marketing, maybe you're good at operations, maybe you're good at singing. So what is it that you are good at, you will know. And also, if somebody who is good enough to you would help you recognize that, hey, you should do this, this is your skill. In my case, nobody helped me recognize my skill. I recognized it myself, that this is my skill, and this is the way I will move on. But for many years, it took me 9 years to reach this stage. It took me 9 years for people to believe that, hey, I can do it. So, you know, uh, now if I had the right kind of support system, if I had the right kind of people around me, I would have reached it in 2 years. Why is it that Mama Earth is able to do it? Why is it that Sugar Cosmetics is able to do it? Because they have their people around who push them and who drive them and support them, and so they
The
are able
environment
to.
actually plays a very great
Very
role in.
important one.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
wherever you feel that there's some, so when you read good books like The Power of the Subconscious Mind, and when you have, when you yourself become positive from inner and outer, you will be able to catch negative things really fast. So you'll know if it's negative, you just walk away from there and go to the next place where you feel that this is a safe place, this is a positive place. Here you're getting everything. So you have to identify your skills, and all of you will know what is your skill. You could be good at painting, you could be good at content writing, you could be good at selling, you could be good at making so Ayurvedic soaps. I'm just giving, you could be making good at cooking, you could be good at, some women say that, hey, cooking is not our thing, we just can't cook. That's fine. I mean, you can choose something else. Maybe you're good at fashion, maybe you're good at, there's so many things. You're good at finances, in it investment banking, or managing VC firms, money or wealth management. So what you're good at, you have to recognize that, and for that you need to empty your mind, and you have to stop listening to this one, that one, that one, that one. You have to just listen to yourself. आप क्या चाहते हो? आपका दिल क्या कह रहा है कि मैं like I will tell you, there was a point when I was going somewhere in the car, and I was having these thoughts, and I said, मैं तो ठीक ही हूँ, मुझे तो like I'm
Yes, ma'am.
fine, I can do this, ये तो मेरा skill है, मैंने तो ये 3 things past में ठीक ही करे, so that means मुझे यही करना चाहिए, like that. So you have to just you have to have those thoughts, like sit with yourself
Self-talk.
and have
Yes.
self talk as well. Yeah.
Okay. It's great. I think many women will get a good
Yeah,
insight on
and
how
there are
they should
some
questions
questions as
in the
well.
chat box.
Yeah,
I'll
we
pick one.
could
I'll
take them.
read to you.
Yeah,
So it's from Usha. It's
yeah.
wonderful to see women excel so much in world of business. What
Hmm.
is your advice to a middle class 40 plus woman who wants to set up her business now?
Array, life begins at 40. Look at Nika. Life began at 50 for her. And no middle class high. Don't classify yourself like that. You're classy as a woman. Whether you're middle class, whether you're upper class, whether you're lower class, that really don't give those names to yourself. You're at 40, but you will have some skill. Which is your skill that is driving you till the age of 40? Life begins at 40. Take charge, and life can begin at 50, life can begin at 60. These, so this is what another thing is, these conditioning things we have been brought up. इस एज तक हमें ये कर लेना चाहिए, उस एज तक हमें वो कर लेना चाहिए, and like that. So no, you can start anything anytime. Just identify your skills and start. There are so many things you can do. I met a lady who is uh, elder to me, much elder to me. She's selling cakes. There's another lady who's selling flowers, who's a florist. So there are different kinds of women doing different things. You can just think of something that you're good at. Maybe you're good at decorating houses of people, interiors. There's so many things. So Usha ji, please, you are at 40, but you have just started life, and there's still a long way to go. Please do read the book Power of the Subconscious Mind. Read some good entrepreneur books, startup books, that's going to help you. And thank you for asking me the question.
We can move on to the next one. It's from Prakhar. What are the
Mhm.
most important qualities an entrepreneur must have, in your opinion, to make it big in today?
See, it's very, very important to have patience, persistence, and consistency. Also, be authentic. If you're not authentic as an entrepreneur, I don't think you will be able to succeed. What you are inside, you have to be outside. I think these are the qualities. And also, of course, a very important quality is to be humble. Now, what is the meaning of being humble? It's not being submissive. Please don't take it in that sense. It means that, staying grounded all the time. If you have to pivot, if you're doing something and say it's not bringing results, and you feel that, there's something not happening here, and um, your inner self will tell you, like, maybe you need to shift. So you can shift and need to be like grounded. So these are the qualities an entrepreneur should have, and have the entrepreneurs have to keep uh, moving on. Every day it's a different day. Today they don't have a routine. It's not like a 9 to 5 job. Today, 9 o'clock, something else will happen. 10 o'clock, something else you would be dealing with. So I think you have to keep facing every little thing as an entrepreneur and move ahead. And by time, you will see that results will definitely come out, and people will start believing in you and your story.
Next question, the chat box. I think we should go with that one. Hello,
Yeah.
ma'am. After so many failures, or non-continuity of so many work and business. Now, how to gain think of starting new venture and push yourself to do it without much finance required?
Okay, so see, you have to see what is that pattern. Now, why is it that you're having failures? There must be some pattern which is repeating in you, which is why you're having those failures. Now, you have to break that pattern. That you have to do something different, which will, help you succeed. In the previous startups that you were doing, you must be doing something same repeatedly again. आपको यूनिवर्स एक एग्जाम पेपर दे रहा है, आप वही उसमें रॉन्ग मिस्टेक्स करे जा रहे हो तो आप फेल हो जा रहे हो। तो यू हैव टू सी कि मैं क्या क्या कर रही हूँ जो मैं गलत कर रही हूँ। सो रीड द बुक पावर ऑफ द सबकॉन्शियस माइंड एंड अट्रैक्ट right opportunities, right things from the power of your subconscious mind. Now, another thing is that, don't keep burning money. Make a proper business plan, show it to some senior in the industry, get it vetted, have a mentor, have an advisor who can tell you, hey, you can do this, or hey, you can do that, and move on. Now, if you have enough wealth and you don't know how to manage money, then you have point a CFO who will help you manage your money and guide you that maybe you can do spend this much here. So somebody can help you also with money managing, so you don't burn like too much in marketing, you're not burning too much in hiring people. We had a case where a young startup was hiring too many people and getting into this lavish office, and I told them that don't do this, you're going to have a backfall. But they did not listen, and suddenly they got a backfall. So they had already spent so much in the lavish office and into, hire so many people, but they could have done it in a different way. So this is another example, and always remember, failure is the stepping stone to greatness. एक स्पाइडर था, ठीक है, वो ऊपर चढ़ा था वॉल पे, ये हमने बचपन में स्टोरी सुनी। वो बार बार गिर रहा था, फिर वो बार बार चढ़ा था, फिर वो बार बार 100 टाइम्स वो नीचे गिरा, फिर 101 टाइम वो चढ़ गया। So the spider, I mean, must have realized कि मैं क्या गलत कर रहा हूँ चढ़ने में, तो फाइनली वो 101 टाइम उसको रियलाइज हो गया, बट फाइनली तो वो क्लाइम हुआ ना। आप एक एक स्टेप करके आप धीरे धीरे माउंटेन क्लाइम कर लोगे, आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा।
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I think it's actually very important to critically analyze
Yeah,
what mistakes you made so you can improve and plan well before going to your next venture.
yeah, improve, plan well, see what
Yes,
mistakes you made, what resources you are left with,
yes,
क्या बच गया है आप। and your actual capital is not your financial capital, it is your human capital. It is your network that will so make sure that you're always networking and you're having that human capital that will help you grow, because everything is about building relationships. Whether it's funding, whether it's doing business, whether it's selling your products, you build relationships, then only people start, believing you, right?
yes, ma'am. So now that you have mentioned the book Subconscious, Power of Subconscious Mind, I think it's from Joseph Murphy, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I've read that too. So can you please tell us more about what kind of books do you have to read, you should read, and more about your favorite ones?
Okay, so you can read Startup to Exit. You can read Start with Why. I can show you some. You can just,
Yes, I can see the
uh,
bookshelves you have.
yeah, I can show you 0 to 1. And I'll show this. And yeah, I can show you these, some of my favorites. So start with why. Now, why start with why? We are afraid to ask questions. Okay. Now, we don't ask questions because we are afraid. But I think you should ask as many questions as you want to anybody and everybody. And if you're curious in nature, and if you want to know, because if you don't ask questions, then definitely your curious mind will always ring that bell. Why this, how this, when this. So please do read this book and start asking questions, and never be afraid to ask questions to anybody. Then from startup to exit. Now, this book will help you from the beginning till the end as to how you should start and how you can take your journey to exit. It's a very good book. Please buy this one. And from zero to one.
By Peter Thiel, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this one is my favorite, and Power of the Subconscious Mind. These are my favorites.
These are
I
my
mean,
favorites too. I've read them all.
yeah, and some for some youngsters, they can also read Atomic Habits, tiny changes, but
Making bigger
this
impacts.
big impact. So Atomic Habits. So there are some habits that we need to change. So this book will really help you create that shift.
Okay.
And there were some questions on the chat box, and
Yes, I think we can take the next questions.
yeah.
Just let me see it. So it's from Manu Jain. Hello, ma'am. Can you please give a quick walkthrough of funding process for startup?
Okay, so you need to get your pitch deck done by a professional like us. We make professionals, financial models, business plan. Make sure your company is private limited. There are 2 to 3 founders with complementary skills. Make sure that you're making revenues. You're not just going after funding, but you're also bootstrapping your business. That's very important. And of course, hire the right kind of investment bankers like us who have the right kind of relationships with the fund managers, fund owners who can help you reach a different level of success.
I think it will give a good idea of how the whole process works, right?
Right.
So the next question is, I believe our life always works in waveform with our frequency going up and low, and it's hard for people, especially the young generation, to deal with dark phases and low periods in their life. So I want your advice on how do you deal with failures in your life, and what will you suggest the younger generation to keep in mind?
Okay. See, uh, when I will tell you one thing, there are teenagers, there are young adults above that, and then we further move on. Now, what we do is that uh, if somebody fails, no, like we make it a big hue and cry. भाई क्या कर दिया तुम फेल हो गए तुमने पढ़ा नहीं तुमने ये नहीं किया like we just भाई you have to understand कि what is going on in that person's mind. आप 2 pots ले लो, ठीक है? एक पॉट में आप उसको गालियां देते जाओ, ठीक है, और दूसरे पॉट को आप ब्यूटीफुल वर्ड्स बोलो, आप उसको पानी दो, उसको सब कुछ करो, वो उसमें फ्लावर्स आ जाते हैं। और जो ये वाला पॉट है ये डेड हो जाता है। क्यों? बिकॉज आप इसको क्रिटिसाइज कर करके उसको दबा दबा के उसको उसका सेल्फ एस्टीम तोड़ देते। तो
The,
when
the,
somebody fails, instead of breaking their self esteem, lift them up, guide them, tell them that consequences क्या होते हैं। अगर कोई बच्चा नहीं पढ़ा या कुछ है तो यू हैव टू टेल देम कि आप नहीं पढ़ोगे तो उसका कॉन्सिक्वेंस ये। सो लेट हिम और हर टेक चार्ज। डोंट डिसाइड फॉर अदर्स ऑल द टाइम। अब आप तुम्हें ये खाना है, अब तुम्हें वो पहनना है, अब तुम्हें ऐसे करना है, तो यू स्टॉप दिस। डोंट डिसाइड फॉर अदर्स, लेट एवरीबडी डिसाइड फॉर देमसेल्फ व्हाट इज। सो दिस विल हेल्प यू। एंड फेलियर आएगा, आप चाहे 100 करोड़ के हो जाओगे तभी भी आपको फेलियर आएगा। आप कुछ भी करोगे तो फेलियर आएगा ही आएगा। हाउ टू डील विथ इट इज व्हाट यू नीड टू gear up for. Why I'm repeating again and again that you need your mind to be in center always. Now for that you need to have good thoughts, read good books, drink enough water, make sure that you're doing some morning exercise like a meditation or a yoga or something that is keeping you going on, and which where you're connecting with yourself and a higher self, where you're silent and you're doing this, so you will get directed automatically. This is what I believe in, and failures will come. Irrespective of that, failures will come, but how you have to deal with it. And then also notice that what is it that is causing the failure repeatedly, which you can change. Because sometimes we overlook that, and a kind of a pattern gets into us.
Yes, ma'am. The society also plays a good role in feeling the increasing the confidence level in students.
Of
Last
course.
question we will take from our chat box is from Aryan. Hi,
Hmm.
ma'am. How do I improve networking for a better startup?
See, now, which is your alumni? That is your first network that comes into place. Come to these kind of talks, attend events, and start networking there, which are suited to your startup. Also, make sure your LinkedIn is enhanced, always up to the mark, and your website is working. So when you are even sharing information, that everything should be in place. And of course, like I said, your actual capital is your human capital, which is also your, it could be your alumni, it could be a business group that you are attending, a business meet. Some people go to these business meets because they don't have network, which is fine also. You can attend events, so there are different ways they can attend talks like these, where you can network, share your thoughts, and then connect with people on LinkedIn. So I think that's the best way to network.
So it's our last question. We have to wrap up the session real quick. So
Sure.
it's from Rever Rever team, and I believe everyone is very excited to know the answer. If
Yeah.
you have to start a new business from scratch, not in investment banking,
Hmm.
what industry will you choose, and what problem will you try to solve?
Uh, See now, there are lots of things that I wanted to do and still want to do, but this is my passion, and I love this work. So I think I will just keep continuing doing this work. But if I have to start from scratch, anything, I would solve a larger problem for the women. I would maybe create some platform where the women can come and tell their problems, and we can help them with skills and help them identify how to move on. Like, I'll tell you this, I had gone to give a talk in a university where it was full of doctors, and they were doing all kinds of autopsy and all those things, and where this lady, she said that मैं हिंदी में बात करती हूँ and मैं biscuits बनाती हूँ, she said. And I was so inspired by her because she said that मैंने अपने under 1000 women को employment कराई, and so they also help her make those biscuits. So if I have to start something new, I like plants a lot, and I want to do something like what ferns and petals have done, and I think that is what I will do, because I believe in greenery, I believe in positivity. I think it's really good for the nature as well. But of
Yeah.
course, with women also is one of my focus, to drive out all the women from the houses and make them into entrepreneurs.
That is a very great thing to work on, and I have absolute faith that you would have excelled in your journey and made it to the top 10 women entrepreneurs of 2024 too.
Thank you so
So
much.
I think we can wrap the session up.
Yeah.
So it is with a great regret now I have to bring this session to an end. But before I do so, I would like to wholeheartedly thank our guest of honor. Your knowledge and experience in your industry have been a tremendous asset, and we all have learned so much from your insights and advice. Your willingness to share your expertise and support the journey of all present entrepreneurs has been extremely inspiring. And on behalf of all the viewers, I'm grateful for the opportunity you have given us to learn and grow. More than that, now I want to thank you for your kindness, patience, and support. Thank you, Ms. Vandana ma'am, for everything you have brought to the table today is of great importance. Then again, I would like to thank all our viewers for being a part of this collective journey and showing your presence for today's event. Your support is always appreciated. But before leaving, don't forget to join our WhatsApp community to stay updated regarding all the fun and insightful events that we organize specially for you guys to help you grow in your journey. We have put the community link and feedback form in the chat box. Leave your feedback and help us improve to make this experience even better for you. Now, time to say goodbye. We'll love to meet you all in our next episode from Side Hustle to CEO next Tuesday at the same time, 7 p.m. Save the date. This is Ritu Singh Chauhan. And again, thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us.
Thank you.
Signing off now. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, guys. Thank you for your
Bye,
time.
everyone.